What if your entire network went down because someone deleted your router's iOS? In this video, I'll show you how Cisco's IFS system can save your network from disaster, including the secret commands to back up and restore your iOS in minutes. Stick around to learn how to decode those mysterious iOS file names that most admins don't understand. IFS iOS Management. IFS stand for Integrated File System. Network availability is the most important thing for a company. This availability can be compromised if there are errors in the router's configuration file. Malicious people who would have access to the network device can very well modify or delete the configuration files, or even touch the iOS directly. That is to say, the operating system. To protect the network from these attacks, you should remember to back up the configuration files as well as the iOS images, so that you can restore them as quickly as possible in case of a problem. For this, Cisco devices have a feature called IFS. This allows you to group all the files of the equipment. You can see the files in the flash memory, those that are hosted on a remote server, or all those that can be read and written, such as NVRAM, running config, or ROM. With IFS, you can view and classify all files, even those that are on remote servers. For example, you can read a configuration file that is used for startup to see if everything is good before loading it on the router. The network admin can also create subdirectories in the flash memory to see more clearly. If we do a show file systems, we can see all the available files of the router. This command gives a lot of useful information, such as the amount of memory available, the type of the file system, and even their permissions, whether in read-only or in reading and writing. The output of this command usually shows more lines, but the most interesting ones are flash memory and NVRAM. The small asterisk that we see on the flash memory line indicates that the default file system is being used. The iOS of this router loads from flash memory, not from a TFTP server. And the sharp at the end of the line means that it's a bootable disk. That is, used to boot. The dir command is used to show the contents of the default file system. In the example, it's flash memory, as the little asterisk in the previous command says. Here, the most important line is the one that displays the name of the iOS image that is in use in the RAM. Now, if we want to display the contents of the NVRAM, then we have to change the directory, because by default, we were on flash memory. The command cd NVRAM allows you to enter the NVRAM directory. If afterwards we make a PWD, which allows you to display the directory where you are, you can see that you are now in the NVRAM directory, and the dir command allows you to display its contents. Here, the most important file is the startup config file, which is the startup configuration file. As the network grows, it is better to keep iOS images and equipment configuration files on a remote server. This allows you to have better control and direct visibility on the different revision versions. In addition, it also allows you to have a backup in case the iOS which the router has loaded is either corrupted or has been accidentally deleted. A TFTP server is used to back up the iOS of the various routers that distribute the network. This backup can also be done on another router or even a simple workstation reserved just to store the images. Cisco iOS Image Management. We will now see in detail the name format of an iOS image. Before updating the iOS on a router, it is important to check the version of the file that will be used. The format of the name contains several parts, which it is important to understand. to find the iOS that will best match during the update. The first part identifies the platform on which the image can load. In the example, this is a 1900 series router. The second part gives the characteristics of the image. The universal type includes the IP database, security, and data. Each router is enabled by default with the IP base function. The rest of the features are activated with a license key. The third part shows where the iOS runs and whether the file is compressed. In the example, the M indicates that the file is running from RAM, and the letter ZB means that it is compressed. The fourth part is the digital signature of the image. The word SPIE means that the image was created by Cisco and that it is a generalized version. The S indicates that it is digitally signed software. The P for production. And the A is the key version. The fifth part is the version number of the iOS. And the last one is the file extension. The .bin indicates that this is an executable binary.